Chris from the Mars Anomalies channel. All right, guys, if your mind has never been mind F-U-C-K'd, if you know what I mean, this is the video that's going to do it for you. And the only reason why I say that is because I have been literally pulling my hair out trying to figure this photo out. Many of you have heard about the heart-shaped area of Pluto, and that's what we're going to cover. Here's the photo itself. I'll show you. NASA's New Horizons discovered frozen plains in the heart of Pluto's heart. This is what's a little crazy when I read this paragraph here. In the center left of Pluto's vast heart-shaped feature, informally named Tombo region, or Regio rather, and if you remember, I think it was Tombor was named after the gentleman who actually discovered or named Pluto. So lies a vast craterless plain that appears to be no more than 100 million. I'm sorry, no more than 1 million years old, and is possibly still being shaped by geological processes. Let me get a little drink here, clear my throat. This frozen region is north of Pluto's icy mountain and has been informally named Sputnik Planum, or Sputnik Plane, after Earth's first artificial satellite. The surface appears to be divided into irregularly shaped segments that are ringed by narrow troughs. Features that appear to be groups of mounds and fields of small pits are also visible. The image was acquired by the Long-Range Reconnaissance Imager, or LORI, on July 14th from a distance of 48,000 miles, or 77,000 kilometers. Features as small as 1/2 mile, or 1 kilometer, across are visible. This is where it gets funky. The blocky appearance of some features, is due to compression of the image. Now, I'm no technician when it comes to photos. I've said this over and over again. But wouldn't the whole picture be that way? Now, that's just one of my many questions. This is what blows my mind. When you see this here, it says 20-mile scale. If you go from here to here, it's approximately, give or take, about 200 miles. Okay. I'm saying to myself, okay, first of all, this photo, let me just go ahead and click on it. First of all, I have never, ever seen a photo do this. I have never seen pixelation compression marks that look like this on a photo, unless you zoomed in greatly. Okay? And now, when you look at this, and we can zoom right in, when you look at this, it appears to be, they're not just simple squares. You can see that. They're not just simple squares on the side of each other, running horizontal, or if you turn around, to be vertical. So I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing like different blocky areas, like L-shaped and everything else. I'm going, okay, what gives? Why would it do that? And of course, it made me want to really go into this picture. So let me jump into this. And I'm going to show you this because this was bizarre to me. Now, this has this, somehow, as soon as I downloaded the picture, this grid came up on here, which incidentally doesn't mean crap to me. I don't really care. Let me show you guys something. First off, you can see these, what look like these little round circles right here. Now, is it possible there's one faint here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it gets a little different once you've actually cleared this up. Now, if you guys look right here, you can see, and it's very faint, right here. There's something white right there. But what it is you can see it's been airbrushed. I believe, now I've been going back and forth, in fact, Joe from our Alien, he's into photography as well, has been into it for many years himself. And he's pulling his hair out as well. He's trying to figure out why the hell, first of all, why would you just angle this picture? What would be the purpose? Why would you have to turn this thing, whether it be 45 degrees or whatever it is, why would you have to do that? But let's just push that aside a moment. Okay, what about this here? This is what I'm trying to figure out. You got this, what looks like this piece here. Then all of a sudden it's completely blotched out, but you can see it's still running underneath this junk, and it stops right here. It makes you question this stuff. But what's really cool about this stuff is that there's plenty of things in here, man. And I mean plenty of things. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I've seen, and I definitely want your help on this. Anybody who's a photographer, maybe just your simple thoughts about this, tell me what you think. I don't know what to think, but I'm going to show you something so bizarre. Because here's the thing. Let me backtrack. The first thing I thought of, it's nothing more than compression marks, move on, don't worry about the picture. But I can see they're up to some new twists, some new tricks. They literally just throwing everything at these photos to completely block out. One of them, I believe, is what they're doing is simply this. First of all, I think these are their own, some of these, their own construction, meaning their own, they're putting their larger, what look like compression squares on it. I don't believe that's the case. I think it's a layer over actually what's here. But I also believe that these squares are actually something. I believe it's a huge city, and I believe what they are. Now, before you say, oh, this guy's nuts, let me finish. You got to hear me out. You got to see this. Once I enhance this, it almost has same thing like Mars has. It has it looks like a multi-layered ground. Almost like platforms, intelligently made platforms with structures on them. Now, I know it sounds bizarre, but you're going to see in a minute. And so I'm going, okay, so I'm looking at this, I'm saying, once I enhance this, I said, this doesn't make sense, man. Because when you look at this very closely, what happens is you can actually see little shapes all over these platforms. And I'm going to call them platforms for a lack of a better word, because I don't know. Is any of this compression marks? Absolutely. And I'm going to show you why I believe they are too. But they're actually being laid over what I believe these things are. And is intelligently made platforms with a giant city. Now, you can see over here, right here, it seems to be darker. Same here. Okay? You can go and you can actually see the areas that are really, really like darkened areas. They look like they're a little bit darker. That tells me two things. Now, when we were discussing this, we were thinking maybe it's got to do with, mountain ridges, and then you got the valleys. But I also thought about what happens if it's at the top of the ground, and then you're seeing below it, like deep into the ground, and that's the darker areas. Well, that's the only thing I could come up with. But again, I'm going to throw you guys, I'm going to let you guys see this, and then I want you to comment, because I definitely need your input on this. Again, my first impulse is just to skip this picture and say, the hell with it, it's nothing but compression marks. But like I said, I've never seen this by backing out of a picture that's supposed to be almost 200 miles wide, 48,000 miles from the actual surface, and have these kind of squares in them. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that they're going to use a camera that's totally different from any other spacecraft or orbiter that they've ever used since, unmanned spacecraft. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's what made me want to dig. Okay, first I'm going to do it very dark, and I'm going to show you this thing up close, because this gets really bizarre. Okay. Now, one of the tricks, now I'm going to show you this. I'm going to back up and go back to the normal picture, see what you're seeing now, and back out. When you look at this picture, if you notice, one of their tricks is to try to remove information from the photos, so that way there, it gives an appearance of a 2D. But not only am I going to show you the top version, then I'm going to put it like a stretched out version, so it almost looks like you're closer to the ground, looking at these areas at a lower level, almost down to the ground. And you guys give me your take. I'm not saying they're 1,000,000% or 100% structures, but I'm not saying they're not. I don't know. I'm in the middle and on the fence of this. So let's go back to this. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, you can see there's a lot of, because by doing this, what you're bringing out is a lot of, it's making the low res even look even worse. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. But first, before I do that, check this out. It seems to go, it's like lightest here, a little bit darker, 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 darker. And what it shows, if you look at these carefully, you can see what looks like little structures all over these things. Now, you may not see it too much now, but you're going to. Especially this area here. Look at the way these things are shaped. Goes like this, boom, boom. Has this piece sticking out, kind of goes back, goes across, down. Check that out. What the hell? Well, I kind of went a little crazy on that. My hand slipped. But then you got an underlayer piece that's here. And there are different shapes. It's not just simple shapes. Now watch this. Let me clean it up a bit. And check this out. Now, when I seen this, I said, yeah, compression marks. But then I'm going, wait a minute. Hold on. Is it possible that they made compression, meaning they constructed their own compression marks to match what these platform sizes are? Is it that? Am I just way off base on this? Give me your take. Now, when you see this really stuck out for me big time. I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, what the hell? Check this out. When you zoom in, you can see this area. It looks like multiple things here, like almost in a triangular area. At first, it looks like a solid piece. If you really look at this, it looks like a solid, like a Y shape, if you will, but it's not. And the other crazy thing about it, look at all of these little things all over. They're very faint, but there's one here. Now, keep in mind, it is that far away. It's kind of a low-res picture, but I'm sure they got the actual one, guys, meaning the actual super good quality photo. I believe we're seeing, like, intelligently made platforms and multi-level. Like I said, you get the top, gets a little darker, and darkest. And when I back up, you can see that they go down, past these sections. In other words, they're multi-leveled. Okay, so now let's go into the light, just lighten it up a little bit, and check this out, guys. What does this? I mean, I'm okay with the squares. If it was nothing more than squares, I'd say, okay, yeah, that's all the stuff is. And some of these other artifacts, these little funky shapes, could in fact be part of that. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with, though, is when I'm looking at this here, and I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can find it. Check out the way you get this platform here. It goes like this. Now I'm just going to go out and outline the whole thing. See this right here? Goes down, goes over to like this, and goes down. Underneath it, there's this other piece, and I don't know what the heck, if this branches off underneath. It looks like it goes like this. Goes like this, down, and goes across, and then it looks like it goes back in. What I have a problem with is not that. What I have a problem with is the way they did this. Right here. It looks like they made their own, and it's transparent, compression marks. So are we actually, when I burn through this, is it possible that I'm actually seeing the real deal now? I don't know. But to me, I don't think this is easily dismissed. I really don't think so. When you have a look at these, let's just suppose, let's pick any object, doesn't really matter. Like this little object right here. I'm going to circle it, and I've got a dot on it. How come you never see like a little pot half on this level and half on this level? You don't see that. All of these objects are clearly on these levels. They're not off somewhere else and, like half on and half off a level. Is it possible it's nothing more than, these are all artifacts of it? That's a good possibility. Now, you can see what looks like, I'm trying to find this other area that I had. This was pretty bizarre because it's not shaped like any square at all. And I probably won't find it because there's so much in here to see. And to be honest with you guys, I haven't even done the whole picture. So you're going to see areas like this area here, not completely done. So it might give you the illusion, well, there are compression squares, but let's do this. Let me just show you something. Let's do a little burn, see if we can find a little something here. Let's just go on to the picture. Look at, suddenly this piece here just showed up. I didn't do anything to that. Just going over it. And look at, these other little pieces now are showing up in here. I believe that it's almost like they took, see that? It's almost like they took the same patterns as these platforms, if you will, and duplicated it, and then just took all the information out and then overlaid it back onto the same photo, giving it this appearance that is nothing more than pressure, or compression marks, rather. So it makes you wonder, look at these two things just popped out, just simple doing this. I mean, I could go over this and I can expose little pieces sitting on it. I'm not overburning. I'm not doing anything crazy. Now check this out. Look at all these little things on top of these platforms. What the hell are they? And it makes you wonder just what these things are. This whole area right here. Different shapes. They're not just specks. There's something round here, and it looks like it has this flat front to it, and then round again, and it has something in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but right there. And then there's a bunch of other specks all over the thing. There's something here, one here, something that looks like it's... Again, we don't know as far as how big these things are. Look at it. 1, 2, 1. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that happen in normal compression? I'm not so sure about that at all. I think what we're seeing is actual civilization, and I believe that, they're trying to hide it by showing the same exact shapes. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I need your input, intake on this, or a take on it. Doesn't really matter. Like these things here. Now, I thought these were a little bizarre. You've got 1, 2, 3. Yet they look like they're standing up. They look like a tower of some sort. They don't look like simple artifacts. 1, 2, 3 in a row. To me, this is an absolute city. Check that out. With all of these, look at all of these things. They're on the edge. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. look at the way this thing comes out. This is one of them right here I wanted to show you, where it has what looks like, check this out, this one's angled, coming out, then back down and over. And they appear to have shadows, like this one here is casting a shadow down on the bottom one. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it appears to be. Now, let me throw a little filter in. Let me back out a hair bit. I'll just go ahead and do it this way instead of just stepping out. We'll just go ahead and bring it out like this. Throw a little filter in it, and this is what we've got. Now, when I see this right here, there's 1, 2 there, 3, 4, 5. Now, look at this one. This one's a little faint. And there's a bunch of other smaller, what look like more fainter structures in between there. Check this all out. What the hell does that? This thing right here, one goes like this. These come out, one goes like this. One comes out over here, and there's a little dot or something right there. And this, whatever this is, come on. I don't believe that this is nothing more than just compression marks. I think there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. I don't believe that this is just simple. I don't think it should be written off. Now, again, guys, to be honest with you, I am on the fence about it. I don't know. Because my brain is actually telling me this is nothing more than compression marks. But the other part of me is saying, what if? Why are they showing this photo here? And it clearly looks like, you know, you can find a lot of these things. Like if you look at this, I'm trying to remember where the heck this other piece is. Let's look at this area right here. And then we'll go ahead and enhance it. It's right here. There's the darker area. And if you look at it, what does it look like? You can see like this here. Look at the way these things are made. Okay. This one here going out, coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4 little dots. Something going like this, going down to the lower level, going like this. I mean, you see these things have different shapes to them. They're not just completely squares. So it makes you wonder, okay, what the hell does that? And you can see where it's like faded out over here. You can see this line still travels down here, but it's faded out. And then you've got lower levels. Look at this one. Almost looks like it's rounded on this side, but it's like this. But it drops down lower and lower. As it gets, the highest ones obviously are brighter because they're being the sunlight. And then they just keep dropping down. Look at this area up here. Almost looks like many structures, but they're kind of shaped like this here. 1, 2. Now keep in mind, one of these dots could represent 20, 30 buildings or structures. I don't know. You don't know because, first of all, it's too far out, and the resolution kind of bites the bag. So there is no ifs, ands, or buts as far as that goes. The resolution's not that hot, and I get it. But I don't know. Now let me go ahead and back out of this because I want to show you guys something. I'm going to go ahead and just stretch it out just a hair. But it gives you the illusion, or at least it brings you down more down to the ground, so to speak, or a different angle of looking at this. And it looks like, if you look at these photos, or look at these platforms, I call them, for lack of a better word, they appear to be actual different size or different levels that go lower and lower and lower and lower until they're gone. Now, look at this one here. This one actually comes up, and it's over this one, but yet it's below this one. See this dark gray area right here? It's got a square in it. Why is it going down below this one right here, but it's on top of this one? And look at the way this thing goes like this. I mean, you could see some funky shapes up in here, guys. I mean, some really funky shapes. And here's that other area I told you about. Check this out. Here's that transparent, almost looks like a block they overlaid on this. And this whole picture is loaded with that. It's all over here. So it makes you wonder, is it or is it not these things actually there? And then we have an overlayer of actual what they made. They're not compression marks caused by the photo. It's what they made. They made them like they constructed them themselves to overlay these things. Is it just like my imagination here, or is this actual city sitting on Pluto? And here's another crazy thing you're going to like. When you see the photo or the video I've already got done, but I'm going to put it out after this one about Charon, Pluto's moon, you're going to go, wow. Talk about high-tech, whatever the hell built this stuff is insane. You're just not going to believe it when you see it. And again, these compression squares were also on the picture of Charon. But yet I pull out totally different things compared to what I'm pulling out here. Same squares, same things they overlaid on there, but yet pulling out two different things. So what's that tell you? Okay, wouldn't you see the same thing or these same shapes on Charon because the same squares are there and present? You would think so. They're not. So just something else for you to think about. Check this out. What did I just see this thing? This was pretty cool. Look at this. Well, let's do it this way. Kind of screwed that up. This goes like this, and it's actually white, like it's... Check this out. And what's inside here is circle, 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 or some kind of things in there. If that's the case, why are these little details in here? If they're nothing more than compression squares, that's why I believe that they're not. Can I say that they're wholeheartedly anything more than just compression squares? No, I don't know. Because, guys, they've thrown every tactic they can at this photo to try and hide what's really here. And I think they did a really good job. Well, yes and no. They're trying to block this stuff out. Again, let's back over to the back of this. Check this out. Look at the way these things are coming off. This one larger, smaller, and a little bit smaller than this one here. Look at the way these things come out. They're not just squares. They're not. Now, if these are all artifacts, well, I guess I'm completely wrong. Meaning they're not, they're part of these compression squares. That's a possibility. I don't believe they are. But you guys can give me your take on it. Let me know what you think because, again, this is just crazy. Now, let me show you guys something, too. I'm going to just zoom back in so you guys can have a good look at this. Because I know a lot of you guys are on these tablets and smaller phones. I'm going to let you guys have a look and just check out, like I said, brightest area, a little darker, darker, darkest. Would compression pictures do that? Do they have 1, 2, 3? Check that out. Is it possible that that's all these things are? I don't think so. If you look in this, all this area right here, it's nothing but little structures all over that. Check it out. I mean, even though you can't see any fine details, doesn't matter. 1, 2, bigger objects. They're all over these platforms. Well, compression squares, as they put it. So give me your take on that, guys. But let me show you something else, too. I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. They said that they've discovered or seen traces, huge traces of methane on Pluto. Well, let's have a look at that. Using ESO's Very Large Telescope, astronomers have gained valuable new insights about the atmosphere of the dwarf planet Pluto. The scientists found unexpected large amounts of methane in the atmosphere and also discovered that the atmosphere is hotter than the surface by about 40 degrees. Although it is still only reaches a frigid minus 180 degrees Celsius, I don't believe that's true. If the atmosphere is heated, I would think the actual air temperature would be warmer than that. It just doesn't make sense. These properties of Pluto's atmosphere may be due to the presence of pure methane patches of methane-rich layer covering the dwarf's planet's surface. Okay? And I'll give you the link to this, guys. You guys can check this out. What causes methane? Methane is also emitted from a number of natural sources. Wetlands are the largest source, emitting CH4 from bacteria that decompose organic materials in the absence of oxygen. Smaller sources include termites, oceans, sediments, volcanoes, and wildfires. Check this out. They got a little pie chart here showing coal mining's 10% shares that, landfills 18%, enteric fermentation 26%, natural gas and petroleum systems 29%. Is it possible that this is actually a city? And it's actually emitting this, and they've got this greenhouse effect that everybody's afraid that's going to happen here on this planet. How do we know? How do we know they don't have it domed? Like a lot of people are saying, well, how the hell can they possibly live there? It's like X amount of, it's freezing cold over there. Okay, when you drive in your car when it's bitterly cold, you have an artificial climate in your car because you put on heat. Same thing applies when it's hot as hell outside. You put an air conditioner on. Why can't they do the same? Why don't they, maybe they have an energy source that's not anything like we've ever seen, and they're underneath a domed area. We've also speculated, I can say, is it possible, because if you, I'm trying to see if it says it in here or not. I like this. It says, with lots of methane in the atmosphere, it becomes clear why Pluto's atmosphere is so warm, says Emmanuel Leloch. But let me see where it said it here. You can read the whole thing. It's not a big deal. But it seemed to me, I'm trying to remember if it said it or not. one of the camera is actually capable of like infrared. This is how they actually seen the methane. Okay, I believe a lot of these are also. Yeah, we can just do it this way. This is fine. Let me back up. I believe this may be actually an infrared image that's actually penetrating the ground. How do we know? Because this looks a lot like a penetrating. If you look at just look at any of these things, like if you go to Egypt and look at some of the things they've looked with infrared or sonar, they've seen things like that. I had a video out there. You can actually Google this. It was radar image of the moon. Just Google that, and you see phenomenal. And it was actually they seen 30 to 50 feet below the moon's surface and found what looks like a huge city there. At least from my point of view, that's what it looked like, in my opinion. So I believe it's a full spectrum camera. It looked at it like either infrared or it's kind of sonar, whatever it may be. And this is the reason why it has that kind of weird kind of look to it. But the funny thing about it is, here's another thing I want you guys to observe a little bit. From like here over, doesn't seem to be too much. In other words, it's almost like they try to lay these down so that it all looks the same, like it's all uniform all the way through this whole area. And I don't believe that's the case at all, guys. I really don't. I believe that these are manufactured to a certain degree, meaning, look at this. See how like it has like a 2D? It doesn't have anything to do with 3D. You can look at this right here, and that actual object is there. It's there. Watch. See it? It's there. So, but by making it look like this, it has no depth to it at all. Nothing. These areas right here, check this out. These little circles, let's have a look at those. Well, check them out now. There's more to it than meets the eye. I burned through the other one where this one here was hidden. This one right here, now we'll go back to it. Keep an eye on it. This one's almost non-existent, but it's there. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then look at the white ones on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a shape of these going like this, and there's another one going up on the other side of it like this. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. But to me, this appears, even if we would dismiss these for a moment, let's just say all of these squares are nothing but garbage. I don't believe these are. I don't believe that these, if you were to put these blocks away, just say, oh, they're not there. I think these are actual structures. I don't think they're anything, natural. I don't think it's ice. We can clearly see these things have what looks like intelligently made. It does not look like that at all. You've got these right here. Now, it's possible, because I know some of these artifacts do look like compression mark artifacts. I get it. And then there's some things that you can look at all underneath here. All under here, you can see what looks like different. Look at like this one here. It has like this square type thing with a hole or some kind of thing in the middle. And it branches out to 2 different directions. See it? Hard to see, but it's there. I can promise you it's there. All of these little things all over this one. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something going like this, and it's 1, 2. Something that's square. Come on. There's just too many details in this to believe it's nothing more than an artifact. But, again, I could be wrong. I need your take on this, especially all of these guys that are photographers and everything. Let me know what you got, because I'd be curious about your intake. I believe there's more to it than just these little compression squares that they're throwing over this. I can just tell you that right now. I've seen too many of their photos to believe this is BS. Here's that. Let me see if I can get this right here. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Right here. Where did it go? Man, it's so hard to find when you go from one angle to another. Well, that's fine. I can do it this way again. Right. I lost it again. Oh, crap. Well, it doesn't matter because there's so many things on here. It's pathetic anyway. It's pretty awesome. Let me see. See how I'm just looking at these things and how the platforms, see how they're just underneath each other and they're darker. You guys be the judge. That's what it comes down to. All right, guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Just wanted to show you that. I think this is fantastic. And like I said, once you see the other video I have of Charon, you're going to go, well, maybe this isn't too far-fetched that these are actually constructed platforms, and I believe what they did was they tried to 2D it so you didn't see any depth. I think because how do we know that this planet is not like all the way down and almost into the center of this, and all of these are just actual all levels? What do we do here in the Earth when we don't have enough room in a city? We build upward. Well, how do we know they haven't built downward? There's no way of knowing. We just don't know. But anyway, give me your take on it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Be curious to find out. You guys can check out this the other video coming out of Sharon. It'll be out in a day or two from now. And you can check that out. And as always, give me your take on it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Share the video. Give me a thumbs up. Throw your comments down below. I need your input on this. Let me know what you guys think, and give me your take on it. I'm on the fence, but I'm actually more towards the idea this is actually intelligently made city. It's huge cities, and keep in mind, it's like 200 miles across. And when you look at the size of these things, you go, doesn't seem far-fetched. It really doesn't. But again, I need your take. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciate it, and I'll see you next pick.